Adam, a fascinating Oats Studio production that shows the power of a game engine. There is something about Neill Blomkamp and post-apocalyptic science fiction that makes things really interesting. This young South African-Canadian director is best remembered for District 9. However, many aren't aware of his commendable efforts to democratize cinema via creating a platform for filmmakers who dare to explore new types of content. His own film production company, Oats Studios, is a step forward in that direction, and for surprisingly low budgets, he's created some terrific products with his team. The experimental short films show the potential of Oats Studios, and it's a hint as to what they're capable of with bigger budgets in the future. Adam is one such terrific short film from Oats Studios. This 3-part production was made using the Unity Technologies game engine, and Blomkamp eagerly took up the challenge to show off the power of the Unity engine when it came to high-quality 3D graphics. After the original 5-minute and 43-second episode, Unity Technologies reached out to Blomkamp, and he eagerly worked with them on the second and third entries. This is clearly inspirational stuff for aspiring independent filmmakers, but we were amazed at the sheer quality of the shorts. In this video, we will take you through this thought-provoking storytelling and also give you insights into the possible interpretations.
Before we go into our list, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click from you, but it means a lot to us. Thank you. Let's begin.
Adam, the whole story. Part 1. Adam Unity. The narrative opens up with a snap of 2 strange figures walking towards the camera. They are at a considerable distance and there is no way to tell who or what they are. The next scene shows a robotic humanoid figure regaining consciousness. You can tell it's not an actual robot because there are signs of laboured breathing. Its mannerisms are human-like, and yet there is an element of mechanical behaviour as well. It's plugged into some sort of machinery that binds it, and this android snaps off all the plugs to free itself. This is a man named Adam, a person whose identity is later revealed. He looks a bit disorientated and puzzled about his condition. He gazes in shock at his arms and tries to feel the strange metallic skin on his face. He desperately tries to take off the cover, but it turns out to be his actual face. Adam barely manages to get up and walk towards an opening that leads outside. There, he sees many more figures exactly like himself. They all have a similar appearance with a white mask and some kind of electronic screen attached to their chests. To the side are human guards keeping a strict watch on the group. They even shoot at them from a higher platform to keep them moving ahead. Some are hit and the others look ahead to catch 2 strange figures approaching. The same 2 figures that the film opened with. The guards notice the duo approaching at a distance, and even they are somewhat alarmed at their arrival. They immediately withdraw back into their shelter behind the high walls, and the robotic humans are all that are left outside. Finally, we get to witness the 2 figures up close. They have some kind of warrior attire, and their behaviour is authoritative. In fact, the dark figure raises his spear and puts his hand forward. We see that the electronic screen attached to the chests of the robotic humans is actually information about their crimes. The Dark Warrior wipes off all the crime records instantly, and the robotic humans are simply clueless as to what is happening. They still decide to follow the duo as they move out into the wilderness. Adam, Episode 2. Mirror. The initial environment that we witnessed was stable enough, but the further the group keeps walking, the harsher the conditions get. We see things burning and everything appears to be in ruins. As they continue marching ahead, a female robot falls over. She was injured from the firing of the guards and now she collapses, no longer able to continue. The others drone past, but Adam turns back to check on her. But the damage seems to be serious enough and even the Dark Warrior fails to resurrect her. Finally, they reach a base that is patrolled by androids. The truth is finally disclosed. Humans stay put in their cities that are protected by high walls.
All of you used to live in the walled city of the Consortium.
The criminals who are found guilty are sentenced with a strange punishment. Their reusable organs are transplanted and a mechanized form is fitted to make them survive. However, their brain is of no use to humans and they simply erase their past memories.
You can't remember because the Consortium wiped your mind.
After this, they are exiled into the wilderness and left to wander about aimlessly until their power system wears out completely. The two mysterious entities turn out to be part of the rebels who are led by their master, Mirror. This is yet another strange entity that is capable of reading the past life of the convicts. Adam stands before the mirror and he learns that he is actually a political prisoner who is accused of treason. The warrior seems to take a special interest in Adam due to his identity and past life. Adam, Episode 3. The third part begins in another terrain. It seems to be some kind of reconstructed ruins, with shades of the normal environment around. A group of pagans has somehow survived the polluted planet, and they live on their own outside of the human city. This is almost a mini paradise where people can breathe fresh air without the mask, and maybe the improved conditions draw many to seek refuge here. We see their leader, a bald man dressed in a robe, greeting a lady who is seeking refuge. Her name is Mary, and her brother has been exiled by the humans for stealing medicines for his sick family. She has heard a lot about the leader and his miraculous powers, and simply wants shelter in his land. We are shocked to see that her face has been scarred and corroded by the pollution, and she's wearing a mask. However, she does not resemble the likes of Adam or the other robotic humans. The leader points out how their people have continued a primitive lifestyle in these lands, devoid of science and technology. He calls the life that they lead here pure and perfect. He is disgusted by the humans who have continued the same technologies of their great-grandfathers that caused their destruction in the first place.
The technology of their grandfathers destroyed the earth.
Mary will be provided asylum, but first she must prove her loyalty. The test is one that will put her in a dilemma. We see one of the exiled robotic humans tied to a rock. She must end its misery by crushing it with a stone. But to her horror, the robot turns out to be her brother.
Marion.
He desperately begs for his life, but Mary proceeds to crush his head and render him lifeless. The intensity of emotions in this scene is overwhelming, but she overcomes the difficulty and proves her eagerness to start a new life. The leader seems happy with her actions, and he works his miracles around her. We see her skin healing back to normal, and even her mask is removed by him. He seems to have magic powers, and Mary is driven to tears and becomes one of his faithful believers. There is, however, a small twist towards the climatic moments. As the leader walks into a concealed bunker, we watch him shed his human skin bit by bit. It's a shocking revelation that the man is actually a robot who is an advocate of abandoning science and technology. After all, a thought-provoking short film could never be complete without some clever irony. Our take on the movie. Can you imagine the surprise of an individual who wakes up to find that he's trapped in a cybernetic body? He regains his consciousness, but nothing else about him is human anymore. We were sold in the first few minutes of Adam when they toyed with this concept. It's amazing to see the power of vision over budget. Clearly, Neill Blomkamp didn't have plenty to spend on this project, but the self-funded philanthropic mission looks way more expensive than it is. The director even said in an interview that the cost of making this film was cheaper than live-action movies or the real CG. While credit is due for his team of experts and the Unity technology game engine, the innovative concept of the director impressed us the most. For those who don't know, Unity Technology is the same company that delivered classics like Call of Duty Strike Team, Dead Trigger, and Hitman Sniper. However, they are not restricted to making games and also provide tools to other developers. By now, we've seen our share of apocalyptic dramas, but none so intriguing. The idea to use prisoners as some kind of robots with a trace of their human conscience is simply brilliant, and few people can create an apocalyptic ambience better than Neill Blomkamp. Every character here has something bigger and secretive about their true nature, and that adds to the mysterious narrative. The theme of transhumanism synced well with the environment that is witnessed throughout. The colour tone is dull and dead, signifying the end of everything good, and the night sequence where everybody walks through a burning desert is especially spine-chilling. A short film is bound to be fast-paced, but this one is a nail-biter throughout the 3 parts. You will always be dying to know what happens next, and that is the beauty of the narrative. Adam was supposed to showcase the special qualities of Unity, and Blomkamp himself admitted that the technology was a great help. It permitted him to film a scene and then put it into a digital form, like some kind of 3D sandbox. For instance, some scenes were shot in a desert, but they could be reused and altered several times because it also exists in digital format. Imagine the money saved for low-budget features in the future that utilize this technique. Questions that haven't been answered. There is one thing common in the best of Oats Studio works like Raka and Adam. Hey, don't reveal everything and spell it out in clear words for the viewer. After all, they are only supposed to be an advertisement about their capabilities, and all of them are waiting to be made into full-fledged movies. With Adam, we have a lot of loose ends, or should we say, purposely kept plot threads that pose a few questions for the viewer. The first thing that we couldn't help but wonder was what was so special about Adam. Clearly he seems to be a protagonist in the narrative, and there is something more human to his personality than the others. Adam has empathy, which we saw when he tried to help the fallen robot, while everybody else ignored her. He's a political criminal who had been charged with treason, but what is his role ahead?
Article 1-1A. Felony. Treason.
We guess, but we'll never really know unless Blomkamp does a tell-all or spoils it with a full-length feature. We kept wondering throughout why the robotic humans were breathing. If they've been robbed of their organs, they probably have no lungs anymore. Is it just a way to physiologically try to feel human somehow? Is it just old habits that stayed even in their mechanical forms? The next thing that pricked us the most was to know what exactly the rebel group was up to. Who is this mind-reading leader, Mira? And what is it about the Dark Warrior that made the human soldiers retreat behind their walls? Last but not least, we have a big question mark around the head of the pagans. He pretends to be a godlike human, he's calm and calculated, and what he speaks does make a lot of sense. But he's actually a robot, so what are his real intentions? And what role do these people have in the disastrous conditions? In case the movie comes out later, we're dying to know these answers.
I am the purification of the body. Yes.
Our final words. If things go well, and by the look of the popularity of Adam they are, Blomkamp might have the funding required for a larger Adam movie. He stated that he already has a vivid backstory in his mind, and even the script is ready for a project on a larger magnitude. Adam won the Webby Award, and fans love the spectacular work by the Unity game engine in real time. The graphical quality is for all to watch, and now it's only a matter of time before we see the true powers of indie filmmaking at its finest.
This is all the time we had for today's episode. We hope you guys liked it. It would be awesome if you guys can take some time to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to tell us which topic you want us to cover in the comment section. Have a fantastic day ahead and stay safe.